This is One Shot Music Lessons. I'm George, and today we're going to look at guitar tabs. So, traditional music notation, such as these, will tell you which note you should be playing. But tablature, or tabs for short, tell you how to actually play that note on your guitar. Next to me, I have two blank tabs. So right now, we are treating this horizontally. A lot of times you're going to see it vertically as well. Doesn't really matter how you see it. I'm just going to try to lay it out this way because if I was holding my guitar, it would be set in a horizontal fashion. So that's how we drew it out here for now. First things first is we have these lines in these boxes. So we're going to start here by saying this is the first string, second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string, and the sixth string. And now working this way, we're going to have the frets. So we're going to do a C major open chord, which is played on the open strings, on the first fret, on the second fret, and on the third fret. So these represent the frets, these represent the strings. Well, now we need to figure out where our fingers go. So when I play a C major open, my pinky doesn't play anything. I use my ring finger, which is my third finger. I use my middle finger, which is my second finger. And I use my index finger, which is my first finger. My ring finger plays on the third fret right here, right there on the fifth string. In order for us to know that, hey, that's where my third finger goes, we write a circle and we write a 3 in there. So my second finger plays on the second fret on the fourth string. So again, we draw this circle, and that represents that my finger is touching this string on this fret, and we write a 2 in there. And then my first finger is going to play on the first fret right over here. And this is a C major, and we're going to write down the word open chord. You may say, well, why do you have to write the word open? Because there's also such a thing as a C major bar chord, which is what we're going to write out here. What's interesting about that is the strings are all going to stay the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But we are going to play these on the 8th fret, the 9th fret, and the 10th fret. Now the difference between a bar chord and an open chord are that when we draw out this bar chord, you're going to see that all the strings are actually going to get played. But on an open chord, there are certain strings that your fingers aren't going to influence. For instance, this first string and this third string, those are going to be left open. So you might see an O or a circle where the string meets the fret. You also might see it around the number itself. So there's just different ways to kind of say, hey, those notes are meant to be played open. They're not meant to be influenced at all by your fingers. The sixth string is going to get an X. Again, you might get an X there, or you might get an X over the actual number, but that means we don't actually play that note. In a C major open chord, this sixth string, the low E, does not get played. So the bar chord gets drawn slightly differently. We're going to start working our way from the 10th fret back through the 8th fret. So first on the 10th fret, there are two strings that get played. It is the 5th string and the 4th string. That gets played by my third finger and my fourth finger. So again, we're going to draw a 3 in here and a 4 in there. My middle finger, which is my second finger, is going to play right here on the 9th fret. So we have your second finger, your third finger, and your fourth finger, but we still haven't accounted for the first finger. And as you can see, the 8th fret is completely open. The reason why it's called a bar chord is because your first finger is going to bar across the neck and play all 6 strings at once. To note this, you can draw a rectangle, or sometimes you're going to see it as a kind of like a long oval. But either way, you're going to see it either as an oval or as a rectangle. And what you're going to see within that is just, sometimes you're going to see like a big one, or you're just going to see it as like a one somewhere in there. But that denotes that, hey, your first finger covers all 6 strings on this 8th fret. Also worth noting in this instance, all the notes get played. So there's no O's or circles, there's no X's that get put on this because there's no strings that don't get played, nor are there any strings that are left open. So this is a C major bar chord. You're going to see bar written two ways, B-A-R and B-A-R-R-E. They're both mean the exact same thing. Because we're drinking, we're going to use B-A-R. It just seems fun. That does it for this episode. Give us a like if you learned something. Drop a comment below. Let us know what else you want to learn. Thanks for watching.